Hello, can you cross the rods for yes? Thank you. Can you open them for no? Thank you. Today we're talking about energy healing and the misconception that you should not use energy healing on unwilling participants. Is that accurate, Spirit? No, because we already are using energy healing on people that are not giving us permission. For instance, passing someone on the street and just thinking, I hope they have a good day. That is energy healing. Having a kind of difficult moment with a family member and thinking, I really hope that we get through this. That is energy healing. The way that energy healing has been portrayed in the spiritual community is, it runs deep. There's a lot of depth there. So this is strictly my opinion, but also a download, okay? Because spirit, they just want it to be known that it's a lot more casual. It can be a lot quicker. It can be a lot more effective if we realize that we're doing it, if we realize that we're very powerful, if we realize that our hands are very powerful, is what I'm hearing. And considering that you always have the power to disconnect from a situation and say, I call my power back to me, or bubbling your energy up, or like a samurai sword slicing through the energy if it doesn't feel right to continue. Reiki is extremely valuable, and I'm never going to discredit Reiki. What I will say is that that's a very deep and involved ancient practice. And what I'm suggesting is a much more casual and easy approach. This might be controversial, but I think we're already doing so many things like this that it's just an added layer of inner knowing and inner trusting. So let me put the rods down, and discuss. We can manipulate energy with our own beings, pull the energy out of our beings and send it back to the light, okay? Send it back to the light. If you find you are struggling with doubt, with fear, just negative programming, societal expectations, what I want you to do, and this is intuitive, okay? I just started doing this and found that it worked for me. I visualize either the feeling as like a thing. So for sometimes it'll be like, I see an egg as my heart, and I crack the egg, and I open the shell, and I let the yolk run down and then into the ground. Okay, that's one thing if I want to just free my heart space. Another thing I've done is I have visualized the word, the literal word. So if it's doubt, I visualize doubt bubbling up within my belly or wherever I'm feeling it. And then I just visualize the word doubt shooting out the crown of my head and up towards the light, okay? It feels better almost immediately. I feel a shift. So when I was living in New York City, I noticed that there would be a lot of interactions on the train specifically where I would want to help. And you can't really help in a physical way oftentimes. It would put you in danger. So something that I would do is protect everyone on the train. Okay? And you might already be doing this, is what I'm saying. But basically casting spells, baby. Putting protective bubbles around everyone on the train or your specific train car. You can also bubble up the person's energy that's maybe causing a bit of strife. If I do this with like seeing parents and their children, like sometimes I'll see a child having like an emotional moment, and I can tell that the parent is kind of going through it, and there's just a lot of strife in that situation. So I'll just imagine like softening their energy because they're on edge, right? And so I just imagine their edges softening. And that's just a really simple visualization, but it's like if you picture them as having edges, and then you picture the edges softening into rounded corners, that's energy healing. And the way I know this works is because of ballet. And Spirit, do you want me to explain that? I guess, when you're training in something and you're practicing something, visualization is the most accessible way to make something click for people. So many times it's like you would feel a string pulling up the back of the head. And then all of a sudden you feel more connected with the energy of up. And then you feel your feet root down into the ground. And you can feel yourself both going down and going up simultaneously. When you're jumping, okay, there's this thing where like you're supposed to be super lifted, but you need an equal amount of force going down. So that, I don't know, there's just something to that where if you think about it in a new way, you're manipulating energy. And manipulating is an interesting word because I think if your intentions are pure, are you manipulative? No, but like you can take advantage of this, right? So it shouldn't be done in a self-serving way. It should be done in a way that you're projecting love onto a situation. That's the way to do it. You want genuine healing. And the way to know that your intentions are pure is when you remove the outcome from the healing. Okay, so if you have the interaction, let's say with like a parent and a child, you don't like stand around and wait to see if your healing worked, Once you've like cast the spell, cast the love onto the situation, you remove your energy. You bubble your energy up, you say, I call my power back to me, and you keep it moving. And that's how you'll feel that your intention was the most important part. And then manipulating energy feels like a positive because it is. And we all have much, 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 much more power than we give ourselves credit for. And we can just start using it in a more casual way. That's how it feels. And this is only if it's calling to you. You'll know if this is calling to you. And you'll also know if this is already something that you find yourself doing. And you just wanted to know, is it okay? Is it okay, Spirit? Yes. Okay? You're in the clear. You are not a manipulative person if you are projecting love and your intentionality is love. Love is the most powerful, most beautiful, free emotion that there is. And yeah, we can just start doing this so much more frequently, and it will allow for so much more healing of our society, of your own being, of removing past life programs, of removing ancestral lineage programming. Pull it out of your body and send it up to the light. I also offer movement alchemy classes where we do so much of this and more. But what I want to emphasize the most is that you already have the power within you. I would obviously love to work with you if that calls to you. But the truth is, you have the power already. And that is yours forever. So, is that the message? Is there anything more to the message? Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.